Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Keijo with a million bajillion explanation points behind the word Keijo. Keijo was written and drawn by Daichi Soyama. So if I mispronounce any names, pronunciations, and I'm a strong see, I can't even say strong point. I was about to say strong prove, but proves my point. Anyways, I'm leaving that in. It was serialized in Shonen Magazine Weekly Shonen Sunday from July 2013 to April 2017. The anime was done by Zepek, who also did Pokemon Origins. I know that's very beloved. And Yuma Valheim Springs. Zepek was sold by his parent company, IG Port, to a company called Sunrise. Zepek was renamed to Sunrise Beyond before shutting down in May 31st, 2019. I will be reviewing the sub version of the anime. Before I go to my review, I always like to go over some of the voice cast and talk about some words that I personally have experienced the actor doing somewhere else. So let's start off with our main character, of course. Always a great place to start. Nazumi Kamichiya is played by Lin, who also played Madara and Do You Love Your Mother in her two-hit multi-target attacks. And Hibana from Fire Force. Sakura Minata is played by Mino Ichiminchi, who played Kaori in Digimon Adventure Tri and Last Evolution, and Alice in Fire Force. Kazazane Obadai is played by Kae Hondo, who also played Akira Kami in Kami Cannot Communicate, Akira Ozume and Danganronpa 3, and Koyumi Kayozaki from Comic Ghost. And finally, Non Toyoguchi is played by Sono Uchi, who played Dopper in Monster Musume, and Rika Ura in Comic Ghost. Starting off with episode numero uno. Keijo's a sport when you try to knock off your opponent off of a land in the middle of a wall, or make them touch the land, which is, again, the floaty thing in the wall, with anything besides their feet, using only your butt and boobies. So, if you have an ass and boobs, have at it. The winner gets all the money. Literally all the money in the world goes to their bank account, known as the prize queen. Our main character is Nazume Kamichiya, who wants to be a Keijo player. Nazume is off to a Keijo training school so she can train, of course, with Sakura. Nazume reminds me of a likable Joey. Why I say she's a likable Joey, I get more to the bit of the end of this episode, but like, that is my gut reaction. It's just, she's just a likable Joey. I know I just finished Bad City Finals, so for Yu-Gi-Oh! Comparisons on my mind, but that's what she reminds me of, 100%. Sakura chose Keijo over Jiro, and her father isn't happy about it. A reporter wants to talk to Nazume for some reason. It's never explained. She just goes, oh, I have a feeling about her. And that's a recurring, I guess, Jag. What the heck is a Jag? I don't know. I combine joke and gag. A jag. You know what? New World coded is somewhere between a joke and a gag. Anyways, because it's not funny. Oh. Anyways, this is going off the rails fast, and I'm keeping most of this in, if not all. But it's like, oh, she has an interest in, like, whoever, like, her boss is like, oh, focus on other things, Because, like, she's not a poem. It's just, okay, well, I guess. I don't see the point of it being in here besides comedic effect, I guess. I don't know. Nazumi wants to be the richest Keijo player in Japan because money? Her reason for wanting money is never explained. Now, let me get this out of the way. Just because you want money, because you want to get that dollar bill, yo, it's not bad. It's not a bad motivation, because money is a motivation for a lot of things. And, you know, people wanting money is relatable, but people usually want money for something. It's never, like, well, it's like, oh, I want to buy packs of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh, I want to get stuff with my waifu on it. I want Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sleeves. Oh, I want to use the money for my sister's eye operation. I just list 4 reasons to get money. This show never gave her a single reason why she wants money. She just wants money. And it's like, something. Just because she wants to be rich, she wants to go and totally see, like, anything. It's just, oh, I want money. And later on, she's a cheapskate, too. Is she just Mr. Krabs without the humor? Because that's what it feels like. And it's just, like, something to more latch onto than I like money. And I want money. Like, again, money is a very understandable, like, motivation. And why I'm so angry about this, I've not read the Keijo manga. I know nothing about it, except for reason why she wants money is to take care of her family. That is never said in the anime. That will help her character in this anime. By a lot. I'm not joking. Like, when I say this, I know I'm ranting away the first episode. That little small sentence of a detail. The fact that it's been a waste from this anime hurts her character like an arrow to the knee. I think it's that bad. I truly do. And it's... So, again, I haven't read the manga. I know nothing about it besides that one little fact. But I can see how that one little fact can help her character so much. And that kind of makes me want to read the manga. To see how well they handle the characters better. Or worse, because God knows. But we meet Hannibal Gagare is a student of the elite class, and Maho Kansaka, who was the one who went first on the entrance test. Maho likes to play with cute girls by fondling their breasts and butts without consent. I mean, with these types of characters, I mean, it's usually a guy forcing over a girl, typically. And I used to find them hilarious as a, like, small child that didn't know any better. Now I'm just kind of neutral and kind of whatever, indifference to them. It's just whatever. And that's kind of her whole character, so I really don't. Whatever. All these characters are one note. Anyways. We get a flashback of an entrance exam, and we learn that the elite class gets special training. And have the tuition cut in half, which I never understand personally. Like in school systems, like, oh, Yo's extremely smart. use most stuff to help you out. But like people like normal class, well, I'm speaking in what I experienced in my school experience, don't give that much extra help to help them elevate themselves. It's just like, oh, you below. Sucks to be you. You know, in the standard class, you know, it's that, oh, I mean, they used to call it gifted. I'm not sure if it's still called, like, it gifted anymore because it's been years. But, like, they used to call it, like, students gifted. It's like, oh, this is a gifted student. Gets more treatment, you know, all that jazz. It's just like, shouldn't you give more treatment to the students who aren't as, isn't excelling as much? Yeah, whatever. That's a nitpick. That doesn't have any count against this show. But there's always a thing that bugs me. You know, and we see that Sarah and Nazumi are skilled Keijo players, and Hanaba was the one who knocked Nazumi off for the entrance exam. Back of a present. Nazumi wants to get stronger after what happened. She doesn't want to lose, because losing sucks. So, you know, Sakura and Nazumi get the empty room best well for people who run away go. So, it's just like, oh, guess what? Here's the cliche of, oh, I mean, Keijo's in the last place. Let's see how they survive. Top trope. We meet Non Tumaguchi, who's clumsy and from the countryside, and Kaza Oda, who's shy. They're also residents of the empty room. Nazumi went Kaza's Keijo magazine on accident. This episode's okay. Look. I'll be honest. I mean, the first episode does a job. It got my attention. There's a spur when people use the boobs and butts only. Great job. You grabbed my attention. But now what I mean by Nazumi is like a life like a majority. Okay, let's look at that. Let's look at them. Both for underdog. Itch. Both want money. One wants one for his sister. Again, one just wants money for the sake of money. And then one wants to get stronger so he can stand beside his next friend instead of always constantly being looked after. After his best friend look after him, and wants to do his best friend as an equal. She just wants to get strong because losing sucks. Now, go comparing all the stuff to this show. It's unfair to this show because, of course, if you compare, you would never like anything. No, my point is, I'm trying to show how empty this show feels. Instead of how but showing how shows that I feel are fulfilling moments are feeling fulfilling, how empty this show feels in terms of motivation, character, story. Because this is all just empty. I can end the review here, but we got 11 more episodes to go. And I'm gonna drive that porn fucking home. I didn't go into this anime expecting to hate it, because I remember liking it just fine when I first watched it. 100%. So episode 2. Himo Hubuka, a TILF, is fleeing her class in butt training. 1/5 of the students drop out of real, but we never see that, so who gives a shit? But you can also upgrade to the elite class, which has special perks, because get scrubs. Kevin are having trouble keeping up with classes. Miku, another TILF, is teaching the science of a butt. Great class. I take it over you. I'm not even in college. I'll just sneak into any college to listen about the science of that ass. Anyways. Awesome. Fun fact, the girl we see the girl butt plus chalk equals a good head. The dumbbell between the butt cheeks is my favorite training.
Firmly grasp it!
Anyway. Anyways, next we move on to the hip toss, which is the training for the butt. Uses a beach ball. You and your roommates need to pass the ball to each other 30 times. The team in last week get a penalty. Cassie is noticing the win, but she doesn't communicate. So the empty room team loses and have to do more training as punishment. Now, day 2. Now, if you have a top team, you get food as a reward. Nozomi knows that Kaiser is physically showing where the ball is going to land with a ponytail. Kaiser is forced to speak, because Nozomi is like kind of poses her hand. And Kaiser is embarrassed by her accent, don't you? Nozomi talking about nose, so she didn't talk much. The empty room team now has to fight one of the teachers for lowering Siren. Nakasa, who got fat after her career as a Keijo player. But I mean, she's still a TILF, so it's not like... I actually appreciate, anime, because usually when I feel like a character gets, fat in, Western cartoons, I would say 50-50 shot would just do, the worst thing imaginable. Purposely make the character ugly. On purpose, go out of the way to do so. Just appreciate that anime really does that, so. Nose bar and boobs are really small, that's her gimmick. Just soft buns. And, Nozomi accidentally did a vacuum butt cannon. This episode's just for teamwork by the numbers episode. No, really nothing to say. We saw Nozomi's Kamehameha, her with Sengon, her Pepper Breath, her Thunderbolt, whatever else special moves you can come up with. But yeah, I guess. I have nothing to say about this episode at all. It's okay. It does its job. Moving on. Episode 3. Nozomi and her hips from doing the vacuum butt cannon. Nozomi feels better after Kaza then gave her a massage. And we learn that Keijo players have 3 classes and fire close range and relies on pure strength. Fire relies on speed and counters self-explanatory. Heba also has her Nozomi by hand called pressure points. Heba explains a vacuum butt cannon is when you use rotation energy plus a strong twist of the hips to rip through the air. And rumor has it that whoever masters it will become a prize queen. When organized the fastest in the universe. When once Nozomi to train with the elite class but gets turned down, Nagasa forbids the use of the vacuum butt cannon because Keijo players who use it have to retire early due to hurting the hips. Nozomi wants to learn how to master it because she doesn't want to lose again. But literally, your teachers say you can use other techniques and still be good. And you just I want to use this body sharing technique because I like money. And it's okay, you can destroy your body for money that you just want to have, because again, you don't have any reason for wanting the money, whether it's to pay bills or what. You don't fucking say. Even if it's to pay off your car bill, I'd be okay, understandable. But since there's no reason given, it makes her want to destroy her body, potentially destroy her body, learning this fucking technique seemed like the dumbest decision ever. And there's no clever way of at least in the anime, this technique, like not holding your body. It's like, okay, well, I mean, look at Kyle again. Goku used to, during the same saga, he pushed the limits of it. He held his body because he was trying to protect both. And later on, he uses it and doesn't hold his body because he's trained and got used to it. But it's just, I don't know. It feels like, in terms of this show and the content given, again, we don't see a lot because this show moves at a quick pace. And maybe this is just personal, I don't know. I feel like, to me, and what I see, I personally don't see really enough training in terms of, this for vacuum butt cannon. I know I'm jumping ahead to where we want to, later on, it not being oh, I only can use it so many times, and it being an issue. It's just kind of stops being an issue because plot demands it. That's what it feels like to me. But anyways, moving on from the butt cannon. Not only has to wear the UTM for a month, the UTM puts on the body to make it hard to move, and this to shoot swings to show it's off to train using the vacuum butt cannon, which she doesn't really need to alone. So Sakura wants to be the fastest in the universe. Kazuya wants to touch butt, so she's giving massages. But relaxing Nazarene is able to move in the UTM. The class waves change is here, so people have a chance to move up to the elite class. When it's facing Sakura and 2 others, I mean, again, this episode just makes me not like our main character even more. Again, motivation, just solid motivation will help her. But no, there's no solid motivation for stepping there. There's no groundwork. We are falling into the ocean, drowning, because there's no groundwork to help support our house on the wall. That is just a sad way of describing an episode, but that's what it feels like. It just feels like, oh, well, here's what we want, but we're not gonna build it up or anything like that. So, sucks to be you. Episode 4. When it's faster than Sakura, but goes get out via the seesaw land they're on, being a seesaw. Spoilers for Danganronpa 3. I gotta put a seesaw meme in here. I am obligated to put a seesaw Danganronpa V3 meme here. When it's pushing Sakura back, Sakura fake being cornered to counterattack. A butt-gaggling bell ends with Sakura being tired. Sakura's not breathing when she attacks, so that's catching up. When it has about lung capacity, that helps. Being able to breathe. Sakura gets herself a Roshi to activate W acceleration. This makes you go fast, but reduces the pressure that swimsuit gives. See, I like this technique more because it obviously has a side effect, but and it can damage your body completely. It's okay, I want to win. There's a specific time frame, I can do this for before it catches up to me, but it ain't gonna damage my career. It ain't gonna ruin my whole life. You know what I mean? It's yeah, there's a risk reward, but it ain't trying, oh, I'm just doing this because I like money. And Sakura wins because of the wedgie. No one wins so much because the ball is soft. Nothing more to say, it's played as a gag. And I'm not really a big fan of that because I would like to see her in a serious match for class change exam, whatever you want to call it. Kaza Zane is up next of a pro land against Miho and two others. Kaza charges in but gets hit. Kaza teams up with two others to bring down Mio, but Mio is still kind of outpacing, but it's like slowly becoming Kono. Kaza knows where Mio is gonna go because of her hand scanning ability. She can tell everything about a person by touching them. That's why she was touching butt earlier. And Miho is using T hypnosis to win because damn T's make you fall asleep. This episode is good. This is the first, I would say, a very enjoyable episode. I like the matches besides Norm's match, but that's 2 out of 3. I'd take 2 out of 3 at this point. I mean, I like to see the different techniques too. Varied techniques, so you know, we take what we get. Episode 5. Northman takes off the UTM for her match. She feels Slyle. It's said, not shown. You know, it's not like Goku when he finally takes off his training weights done for his match against Tien over 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. When you can actually see, like, Goku move faster and stuff like that. It's just, oh, I feel loud. And then, Konom, for the second, Zamin's opponent likes to listen to Yai dramas, which is Bo Expo. The next race would be on the Fountainland. And Zamin bears content by listening to what she was listening to with her little headphones. Konta comes from a family of cantrip players. Koto seems to only care about Yari, and her butt turns into a Cerberus. Woof woof, as they say. Koto can count people with her back turned to them. Both filler characters are just out. Yasmin shakes her butt up against Kono's butt, and that works very well, since Kono's weak south of the bone, as how the show puts it. And why she's weak south of the bone is because she can sense the sweet vibrations of the land, so she knows where like her opponent's gonna be and stuff like that. Natsumi getting a beat down, but she learns how to dodge. Dodging is the opponent. Natsumi gets sent flying, but lands on the land. Natsumi tries to use the vacuum butt cannon, but misses, but does it again, and they have like a butt beam struggle. But Natsumi wins. Natsumi gets a checkup for using the vacuum butt cannon, but is allowed to train to use it. Kaza thinks she's getting thrown out because she did so poorly. Didn't even do poorly, she lost. Don't go class change ways. But all the empty wound goes get promoted instead. I hate this episode. Why? Because I don't think it does a good job showing Nazumi's growth from the training she did. I feel like nothing different happened when she before she took the UTM bug put on, and then when she took off. It feels the same. Like, because she accidentally did the vacuum butt cannon, so she kind of already learned it. And again, but didn't do a good job showing about how she feels loud and stuff like that. So it's kind of like an awkward, like, okay, you made haven't made the training seem like it had an effect. Because this was supposed to show off for training. So it's just kind of like, well, you is. And it's just not bad. Like, excuse my Dragon Ball references, But imagine, like, after, like, Goku trains with Master Roshi and Krillin before the 24th World Martial Arts Tournament. But you didn't see, like, that difference, like, in the preliminaries, that difference to show, oh, how great Goku and Krillin have become stronger, or, like, when they took out the heavy toe shots and would jump up super high now, and stuff like that. Just, like, something to show, like, okay, this training kind of effect would have been nice. But episode 6, the empty goes out joining the elite class pokes. The school is on a trip to Kyoto as a part of elite class training. The girls have 3 hours to sightsee in Kyoto because they got there too early to check in. Sayaka wants to do something with her friends, but people keep getting in the way, but the empty girls end up hanging together because friendship. For training, the girls would be split up into the fighting styles. It seems like Sayaka doesn't have the best relation with her dad. Usaki Kishita is the block to Miho's nose drawing. And she gets jealous when Miho, like, touches how it goes. And because it's stupid rivalry that it's like, why are you even mad at Nozomi for being groped? She doesn't want to be groped. You may have a wrong person. Okay, whatever. The elite class is trying to one lay but fails. The lady turns out to be Kyoko Shiyayuki, a pro Keijo player who's also known as the Miss Lay of Kyoko, and is there to train the girls. There are 2 other pros there as well. Kyoko is caring by a strict teacher. Kyoko, our class, knows me very hard, and she tells her, hey, this week's point of your body, you need to figure out what that is. This episode's okay, it's just thank up for a training arc. I mean, not much more to say. Episode 7, Nozomi asks Sayaka what she thinks of her body, and strips. Nozomi is scared of the gap between her and Kyoko since Nozomi goes poor in 6 months. Sayaka suggests that she compares herself to Kyoko to see if she can figure anything out by that. Moving upstream is a good training, going against the current. I'm sure that builds muscle. Nozomi is super thick, so it's easy to read her butt movements, so it's easy to dodge. Not everyone besides Nozomi is in UTMs. Nozomi's training is to pick jumps with her butt to learn for a butt flash. And use her power bow. Any chance of a destroyer they have to buy. Nozomi is staring and doubt Kyoko as a teacher, but realize, oh, Kyoko's taking the time. I have a busy schedule to teach me. And just because you suck and you get good doesn't mean she's a bad teacher. I'm just saying, because she's like, oh, this is impossible. Is she really a teacher? It's like, you're just saying that because you suck at it. And then, of course, there's a lot of Tochi. Maho gets returned by the ground because she shows up and she's able to do the training in one try. Nozomi figures if she uses her buzzer weight, she can use her momentum to pull the toe above the ground, which she learned via wagon full of turnips. And then Usura wants to fight Nozomi as part of the final fight of the training camp. This is a fine training episode. I mean, I wish training would have more focus, because that's like half the episode's like, oh, train. Because it just feels like, then again, did it need to be longer? Probably not. Then it would probably feel dragged out. So, yeah. It's probably going as is. Episode 8. No one wants to practice much via self buns. Nozomi is facing Ichira Uchiha's fan really is a fan of Miho. Uchiha is fast and has rapid base moves like spinning rapid hip. Receive at block fast was able to hit Uchiha. Uchiha is very smart, so it's easy for her to move around. Normally ones with the ability to use that Miho hip. Uchiha now likes Nazumi, but still likes Miho more. The train cap is over, but now we have an east-west world because there's two Keijo's training schools. We've been hanging out with the west, and then the east is like the dominant foes that they have to beat. And of course, the east has better training equipment. The east teacher is talking shit about the west. So the west is like, hey, you talking shit about our teachers and stuff like that, we don't appreciate it. And a small scuffle happens, but like the teachers broke up. And as well, interest is peaked with between Maya from the east and Nazumi from the west. Both piqued each other's interest. The world would be 3 4-on-4 matches. Team 1 is Saka, Granny, and Miho, and someone else who cares. They have a name, but they're not opponent. Team 2 is Nan, Kaze, and Isha, and someone else who cares, not opponent. The last team is went Hanba, Nazumi, and someone else. Saka's father's there to watch the world before it lands on a jungle gym. This is an okay episode. I do feel like with the whole Butterflash thing, it's going, oh, you're too easy to read because you have a dash. I feel like it would have been better because a pro that outclassed everyone is not exactly the best showcase saying, oh, you have a weakness. In tone, because she outclassed everyone. You know what I mean? She was destroying it. I think it would have been better if it was someone else. Just to show, oh, you need to pick up your speed. Like, use Sayaka, for example. She's fast. So it would be like, oh, you're having a hard time hitting me. You probably need to figure out a way to, get faster. Because your butt is huge. Because, again, it just feels like, oh, well, I mean, well, then again, a pro window, hey, this is, weaknesses and stuff like that. Because you know that. But from the point of view of the audience, well, from my point of view, when you have someone that's just dominant against everyone, as like the showcase of one specific weakness, not just a standout, oh, you need to get stronger. It's hard to go grasp that. Because before this, honestly, it seemed like her speed was fine. Until just when the pro was like, oh, you need to get faster. So, it wasn't really a thing until then. So, and that's hard to show off, oh, speed has improved when we don't have anything to really compare speed to. So, it's whatever. Episode 9, we get a flashback of Saka telling her father that she wants to do Kensho save June. I really don't care about any one of these, so I didn't even bother writing down the names besides one person that has story relevance. So I came up with little nicknames. The Iago marks Saka for running away from June. The twins took out the Phil Keijo from the west. Saka, Connie, and Miho knock off a buff East player. Saka used the W acceleration to save Connie from being knocked out. And Connie's finding the Aigo Saka recovers. Because her body is weakened, her legs are weakened due to the W acceleration. The Aigo can see the weak points of the body. Connie is out by the Aigo. Sayaka used a W acceleration for push to get even faster. But her legs couldn't take for speed anymore. Sayaka uses her wrecked nipple to drill flip Sayaka off the eye, make her beat for twins. Sayaka's dad is proud of his dog. This episode's okay. I mean, it's a good episode for Sayaka. But it feels shallow, like the whole drama with her dad. Because it's just like, it feels like, oh, we had to go by the numbers. But something that's often shown in, oh, daddy issues. Before then, though. I mean, yeah. But, like, look at you, you're 5Ds. And, you know, not to shuffle into another review, but to shuffle in another review, Aki here. Is that, you know, Aki's dad feared her because of her psychic powers. But during the match against Team Unicorn after they made up and stuff like that, like, Aki felt destroyed losing to Andre, but like she saw her dad cheating on her, and that made her feel so much better, because no matter what, that shows that her dad loves her and wants her to do the best, and no matter what, she would make him proud. But since there's not really any build up to that like moment, this show's just, again, we need them to make up. It's shallow. Episode 10, the land of round 2 is 2 planets. Kasa's alpha isn't working, so now it's happening home. Because it's like button, and like it shoots out and to reveal a bikini, and it's not working. But like people make fun of them for the fact that they had alpha malfunction. It's just being pushed back by one of the youth players who wants to be a dancer. There's a fairy girl that can hypnotize herself to make her ass hard. Noah is facing someone who can make her buns hard. Velez uses the plans to throw off balance of the youth players, causing hot buns and dancer to be out. But Twister, the reason why her name is because she can twist. But Twister is someone who can twist the body in fun ways. And she knocks out one of the West fellow characters. Kasa is copying her classmates' moves, but we only see one of these moves before, so it's very shallow to be like, oh, he was so-and-so's move, but I was like, we've never seen that before. To compare it to Naruto, what made Kakashi so cool against his fight against Zabuza, the first one, is he was literally copying Zabuza's moves right in front of him. So it's like, oh shit, that's super cool. But when you say, oh, I'm copying moves, it's like, we've never seen those moves before. We've never seen those used moves by those characters before. You're just saying they happen. It means nothing. It's not a special moment. Again, it's just like, oh, we got hit some beats. And the Twister can twist her nipples to make nipple drills.
My drill is the drill that creates the heavens!
Yusuna knocks herself out with a failure. Twister knocks Nam off. Twister and Kasa knock each other out. But Twister is the winner because her nipple drill made the water like go down. Because it was making like a spiral in the water, so she touched the water last. It's like kind of like Goku versus Tien during the 22nd one watches our tournament when Goku gets hit by the call. I don't like this episode because it feels like it's like, oh well, Wes is just better than these in every way, shape, or form. It's just nipple got in the way. Because, like, when you describe, oh, the East is such a dominant force, and we don't see it being a freaking dominant force, it's just, it's like, oh, you show this is a dominant force, or you just telling me that, because it feels like you're just telling me that and I'm being lied to. That's how it feels like. Episode 11. The last lands on the castle. One of the East player by Miles is Maya. And she's the only one if I get the name. So Magician Go pulls a card out of her ass, so does that mean she has to full deck up a bit? I'm curious, just like hit herself. It's like, yeah. Here's your card. Now he's trying to figure out Maya's butt technique. Because it's no wind up or anything, it's just energy. Headbutt goes after the Magician when it's facing Bingo, whose ass gets hard from what he hit. Nazmi puts her face in Maya's butt to figure out her technique and is sniffing it. Maya can just push out energy through her butt, but that's her technique. And knowing that, for once, doesn't even fucking matter in these shows, because like, okay, cool, how do you counter it? There's no counter. There's no fucking counter. And it's like not even, they don't do anything clever to try to get around it or anything, really. There's one moment, but it's not like anything substantial, because later on, Nazmin tries to hit her in the boobs, but like she could do the same thing with her boobs. Okay, cool. You tried to do something different with information you have, but after that, your full strategy out the window. It's just a bit frustrating to be like, oh, let's figure out how she's doing it. We figure it out. I can't do anything with this information. Maya, like, knocked away, but then out the Attack on Titan reference of a teammate she has, because she wants to find Nazmin. I already mentioned that she does the same thing with her boobs. Magician uses Flash via reflecting the sunlight on her boobs, because she has early boobs. Is that even legal? I don't know. Because I don't know, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but when Akano one pulls her top off to block out the sun so the Magician can flash her boobs via Shikamaru review. Magician and Bind combine to make the hip train. Hannibal is trying her best to fight for Fuse 5, and the Fuse 5 defuse, and then the Magician by get KO'd. Yay. The castle is sing every time a player gets out. Nazmi whips out the vacuum butt cannon. And then we get a little flashback of Maya being outcast because of her power. In its words, she feels she'd become an outcast again. I mean, I don't fucking know why she's an outcast. Everyone has strange powers. There's literally someone pulling cars out of their ass on your team. Why would you be outcast? Like, it makes no sense to me. Like, I sympathize and I've asked that, but like, hey, the comparison again. But like, Naruto, you understand page 1 and page 2 when Naruto is outcasted. He has the demon fox in him that destroyed his village. Of course, people would dislike him based on that fact. It 100% explains why he's outcasted. Plain and simple, we understand. But when it's just like, oh, she has a power. Everyone has real powers in this show. Like, why? She's like the most noble one of them all. Like, I don't understand. My, hits Nazumi hard and back of the present, and her, heroine from Green to White. This episode's bad. I don't like this fucking episode. Like, it does not do its job, I feel like. I feel like it's watching through the East players to focus specifically on Maya. And then Maya is not interesting because they don't do, like, I don't understand why she's outcasted, which is for, like, one character note, I guess. So, it's whatever. Episode 12. Maya has a different personality in her mind called Kaya, and they switch when Maya feels in danger. Kaya knocks the Titan out of the way, because again, we gotta get rid of all the East players. Kaya knocks out the West player, and it's a dominant force. How about unlocks Natsume's full prize card next went out? A card knocks Haba out. Natsume can fight back now. Natsume wants to fight Maya instead of Kaya. Maya now fights so she won't have any regret. Maya deflects the vacuum butt cannons, but Natsume puts out the perfect vacuum butt cannon out of her ass, which is just one more spin. And if she knew that it just needed one more spin, I don't fucking know. It's unsatisfying. The quote-unquote perfect vacuum butt cannon. It is. Because, like, in perfect forms of stuff, if, like, I don't know, some kind of build-up, some kind of something to show that there needs to be a perfect form. It's just like, oh, it's incomplete. You just need to spin one more time, and then you're Gucci. It's unsatisfying. Because if it was like, okay, for vacuum ball cannon, the more you spin, the more power it gets. Cool. But that's risky because, more spins, more build-up time gives your opponent more time. But, like, it's just not really discussed or anything like that. It's just, again, when normally dropped, oh, you need perfection. And then Nazumi wins the fight. Maya's love, no matter what, everyone goes pro this episode sucks. Again, it just feels so by the number. Like, oh, split personality. Oh, Nazumi talks so because you don't want any regrets. It's unenjoyable because it doesn't make the characters likable. It doesn't make any motivations that great. It's just shallow. There's OVAs. The first one is a mock training video. Second one, we love that breast beatboxing is a thing. We see some of the stuff the students have in the third one. The fourth one is actually a nice moment between Nazumi and Saka, but should have been in the show. But it feels like they took it out. It's like, oh, let's make it an OVA. I would have praised these characters more if I was in the actual show, but it's not, so can't judge the show based off that. The fifth one's a debate about what makes a good butt. The last one went through a bunch of fake arcs to cling a Dragon Ball Z parody. Very fine. Kendra's opening of Stream Act Scramble by Arya, and the ending is fans hit girlfriend done by the four main character goes for his actors. Kendra is just an empty shell that's like, hey, boobs, butts, that's all we need. But you need more than boobs and butts. You need good characters, you need good story. But since you don't have that, it's just like one of those chocolate bunnies when it's just a shell, and now like a solid chocolate is that. You're a hollow chocolate bunny. I wish like I put on the script I give Kenjo a 5 out of 10. Fuck it. I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. Talking about it made me hate him more. So, there you go. I hope you all enjoy this review. It's just... I don't go into reviews trying to hate on something. Just rewatching it. It made me want to watch Only Bell Shonen. And I'm curious if the manga is better, honestly. But who knows? But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Leave a like if you like it. Leave a dislike if you dislike it. and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos and more reviews. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.